You know, I forgot this little pile of mediums out. It's just empty comb. You can't leave anything out. Bloody bear shows up and knocks it all down, smashes some of it. My own fault. Everything needs to be either indoors or inside the apiary fence. Looks like I only lost one frame, other than a mess. It's not a very nice day out here today. I'm actually getting eaten by mosquitoes. I was coming back from the apiary this evening and I saw what looked like a pine cone hanging from this tree. A spruce cone, I guess it would be. But it wasn't a tiny swarm here. A little wee tiny swarm. So I'm going to try and get them in this mating nuke. And then I can use them in there. So no action shots because I don't have tripod. And I'm getting eaten by mosquitoes. That could not have been easier. I've got the door closed here. And the little nuke is, the little swarm is down in the bottom of the nuke. So we'll leave them there for a while. Then I'll carry them over to the apiary. I'm not sure a great big metal box is where you want to be in a thunderstorm. I ran out to the sea can for something and now I'm trapped. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Nothing disastrous, I hope. That is the 21st of June 2020. As it would happen, because this year is leap year, it's an extra day in the first half. Solstice was yesterday. Solstice was the 20th. So the work I've been doing in the last couple days, because solstice is here and we're starting to see a few flowers, then I'm putting queen excluders over the bottom brood chamber. So what I want to accomplish is I want to get the queen into the bottom brood chamber. Typically if I don't find the queen, I have a lot of marked queens, which is nice. I typically can find her then, but that's 20 frames still if it's a double. So typically what I'll do is I'll just take the top box and I'll shake all the bees off the frames in the top box, set them systematically into a second box off to the side. Once I'm done shaking, then I remove that empty box, put a queen excluder. I'll smoke the bees down so I don't squash them. Put a queen excluder, put the new second box on it. It may have brood in it, it may have honey in it, you know, usually a mixture of both. But because all of the bees then are in the bottom box, then I know the queen is down there. If during my shaking I do look at each frame just to take a quick look, if I see the queen, then I'll get her in the bottom box and I'm done shaking. So that makes it a little easier. I found a few, but it was on about the second or third last frame, so it didn't save me much work. And I didn't even do them all. And the reason I didn't do them all is because there's a number of them really need to be requeened. So I didn't want to requeen and have a virgin in there with a queen excluder. They're not very big and sometimes they can get through there. And so that'll mess things up. So what I plan to do is I'll requeen, and once she is laying, then I'll put that queen excluder back in. I'll continue to build the hive in the meantime. I'll build it up to 2-3 boxes or more if necessary. My concern really is that I get that queen excluder in over the bottom brood chamber by, you know, even the end of July, because at that point then the brood will have time to emerge fully before the end of August, which is my honey pull. A lot of guys around here, they'll pull honey in July or by the end of July, because they're on a different kind of forage than I'm on. I'm on a hayland and marsh forage, which is low and slow all summer for, you know, a good 8, 9, 10 weeks, or even more sometimes. I've had flow until past the 15th of September, which doesn't do me much good because I need to be feeding, Labor Day kind of thing for winter. But anyway, so that's the plan. I'll either put a cell in. My cells are ripe on Wednesday. So there's a number of these I'm going to put a cell into, and then we'll let that cell emerge, and then when she's laying, we'll get that queen excluder on there. I did a few of them here, OTS. So we're going to wait then on those for the same thing, queen to develop, emerge, mate, and lay. And then I'll go back in and put that queen excluder in there in order for the brood above the excluder to emerge before honey pull. There's a few little nukes out here actually. There's one here you can see, and there's a few others like that. It's just a little 4-frame box. There's another one over there. So they're sitting in a normal position in the apiary. And what those are is that's the old queen. If I'm going to do an OTS on a colony, and the queen is laying well, her patterns are good, she looks like she's doing just fine, then I really hate to kill her, really hate to get rid of that, because even initiating a new queen and having her mate, that's not 100% likelihood. There's usually a pretty good percentage is 80% to get that queen mated and laying. So what I've done is I've stuck the old queen in there, in those nukes, and just to kind of preserve that momentum, I've given her a frame, the frame she was on, and then a few other frames, maybe a little bit of brood. I don't want to waste too much brood on them because I'll get rid of her by the end of summer. So that's about what's going on here. So again, there's a few of these you see are in singles. Those are the ones that aren't doing well. They'll get cells. There's enough colony strength there to support a cell, and if I can find the queen, I'll probably kill her because obviously they're not doing very well. And I'll put that cell in there. It'll emerge. She'll mate. So that'll just become kind of a mating nuke for those, and hopefully they'll requeen, start to lay, and then we'll have a good viable hive. So this one here is my cell builder. I'm not going to dig into it right now. It's kind of cool and wet, and I don't feel like starting a smoker and dressing up. Well, I'm dressed, but and it has 17 cells. I've used one cell already. It's in one of those hives to be requeened. So I know I did a little bit of a video on that. And the reason I haven't done a lot of videos on my queen rearing this year is because I'm learning, and I just don't feel right about putting a lot of information out there that I'm going to learn is not the best. So just suffice it to say, that's my builder. It's stocked normally like a builder would be. It's queenless. It has pollen. There's honey stores in there, lots and lots of bees. I've put frames of brood in there to sustain the constant rejuvenation of the new bees. So let's have a look. There's not very many bees. Let's pull this frame for some space. I only like to look at the comb, see if there's anything in it for food, and there is not. There's a queen, and she looks longer. She's kind of got her head down in there. She's down in there. She's probably going to the other side. She's a dark queen, so maybe she's going to the dark side. I can barely see her, but she's in the middle of the lump. You can't see her. The important thing is she laying eggs, which I don't think she is. This one. So I opened that, they're fanning a little bit. And I don't know what that means, if anything. A little more active than the other colony was. Does that mean they have something to be excited about? Does that mean they have a reason to be happy? Mama's making babies, maybe? Let's hope. There's the emerged cell right here. You probably can't see it. The bees are all over that. It looks like it's emerged properly. A nice round cut in the end. And there's the queen. She's not very big. She's right here. I could capture and mark her, but I don't have a problem finding her in a small hive like this. And I don't like messing with new queens. Don't want to upset them. Even being in here is bad enough. So she is not laying yet. She's not very big. So I'm gonna assume she's not laying. This one looks like it's got a good population. Some of them are getting drawn slowly. Well, see, there's nectar in there. So the pantry is not empty. And there's a tiny queen. Hard to distinguish, but that's her. There's a little queen right here, walking around. So she is obviously not mated. There's a little bit there. Okay, well, they're okay. They don't need anything else. It's been really bad mating weather. If it hasn't been super windy, it's been raining. Queens are pretty amazing, you know, how they can mate in inclement weather, but there are limitations. A bit bleary-eyed right now. It's 5 o'clock. One nice thing is Manitoba mornings are something else. That's probably too washed out to see that beautiful sky behind me, but it's something else. It's beautiful out here. It's 19C. Just a little breeze in the trees, and I have bees to move. So anyway, I gotta get these loaded, and I hope you guys have a good day. The apiary looks pretty sparse now. I always take my brightest and best over to the out yard so that they're just sort of take care of themselves. I don't have to babysit them. Here I've got all manner of whatnot going on. A lot of these are actually being requeened as I speak. The cells of some description in there, either grafting or OTS cells. And some of these are nukes from the old queens that I took out to requeen. They should make a little bit of honey here. The other yard will make more honey likely. There are more colonies here, but they're not terribly strong. There are a few really good ones here. I shouldn't say they aren't strong. I took everything that had a pallet mate, everything that had a strong double on one pallet, on each side of one pallet, I should say. So I've got to wear my veil up here. There's a few bees chasing me, and I don't blame them. I've just moved every pallet in this apiary and mowed the grass, so it took a little while, and they really hate that. They don't like that at all, so they're still chasing me. They're trying to get the big guy. I'm not sure they're going to leave me alone. It's the bee moving, and I'll have to just do the rest of my work here today. Not much to do, just some tidying up and odds and ends. Make sure everybody's good. Pretty tired. I've been up since 4:30. Well, thanks for watching the video, and have a great day and have fun.